Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Scott, and today I'm going to be covering a topic that is very commonly searched when it comes to overlanding and car camping, and that is how do I store my food for long durations of a camping trip or overlanding trip, and what car refrigerator should I get? Now, I have been down the path of using a cooler with a bunch of ice, but that does cause a bunch of problems if you're going out for more than just a night, where you're going to have ice melting, you keep having to buy ice, everything's going to get wet. Getting a car refrigerator can be one of those things that really makes your overlanding experience a lot better and a lot more comfortable and a lot easier to manage. And it is something that can be quite daunting when you're trying to figure out which one to get, because there are a ton of different car refrigerators out there. You can spend a ton of money and get a Dometic, which I've used a whole bunch and I really like, but it is a lot of money. Or you can spend something a lot less and get something that could just work, and trying to figure out what that could be, it can be quite difficult. So the car refrigerator that I'm going to be showing you guys today was sent to me by a company called Euhomy. They did send it out for free, so at least you guys know that, but they did not pay me or tell me that I had to say anything. They just wanted my honest feedback, my honest review on it, and let you guys know whether or not this might be something that you're interested in. I'm pretty impressed with it so far, but I'm going to go over all the details on this fridge. I've been pretty much using it exclusively for the last 2 months. Okay, so this is the car refrigerator from Euhomy. This is the 45-liter edition one. It has been quite used recently, so it's got quite a lot of scratches on it already, because I've been packing stuff in here quite a bit. It fits perfectly in the wife's Subaru here. It can also fit great in my Jeep. What's really nice about this fridge is it does have an electronic display on the front where you can adjust the temperature here. Right now I have it set to about 0 degrees Celsius. You can also change its different battery settings and how much usage that it uses. You can have it on a max mode or an eco mode. Right now I have it plugged into my Jackery here using the DC volt here, pretty much with a car cigarette lighter, and it pretty much draws almost 0 watts, 1 watt, 3 watts for the majority of the time. Every once in a while it will kick on a little bit to increase the cooling, and then it'll pop up to about 30 watts for just about a few minutes or so, but then it'll drop back down. A whole day using this running off the Jackery, it might only use like 5 to 10% of the Jackery, which is fantastic. Can also run this with an AC cord. It does come with that as well. So typically before I go on a camping trip, I will plug this into my house, get it to right temp, and then as we leave that next morning, we will then plug it into the Jackery or into the car. Now I have found that when I just run it into the car by itself with the car off, it doesn't seem to cool as well, because it does have a car battery protecting mode on it where it's not going to drain your car battery. But if your car is off, it's not going to run so well. So you're definitely going to want to have a Jackery to run it off of. But when you are driving, I typically have it plugged into the car, and it does fantastic. It'll keep the temperature at a perfect 0, then it'll go down to -1 or 1 degree, and it'll just keep regulating around that temperature, keeping everything nice and cold. Now, with my Jackery, I like to take a solar panel with me. This can really help keeping the Jackery fully charged, and that way I can pretty much run this fridge indefinitely, as long as there is good sunny weather. So what's really nice about this fridge is it does come with its own app. You can download this from the Apple App Store or the Google Play Store, and what is great is you can be sitting up front, wife can take out the phone, check the status of the fridge, see if it's nice and cold, see if it's working, adjust the temperature if you need, and it's just a really easy way to maintain and hold this fridge. We can even control it when we're up in the tent. What is also good is it has carry handles on both the front and the back. These carry handles can also be removed in case you need to just get a little bit more space, in case it's not fitting just right. This fridge is not too heavy, which is nice. It's easy to pick up, take it in and out. Even if you wanted to take it out in front of the campsite, have it there, just plug it in with the Jackery. You can have your nice cold drinks easy accessible out there. Using this fridge is super easy. All you got to do is lift the latch here, and then you have access to the fridge. Now there's essentially 3 zones that you can make inside this fridge. You can have one at the very back where it's going to be the most coldest. That's usually where I stick the meats, is at the far back. Then in the middle, you have a nice basket that you can use. You can then fill up each half of the basket, as it does have a divider, or you can remove the divider and just load up any of the supplies you need. There is a light on the inside which helps illuminate things when you open it up at night. It makes it super easy to get in and access whatever you need, and it keeps things really nice and cold. There are a few things that I do want to say about the fridge that are a little lacking in terms of quality in comparison to some of the other fridges. For one, it does scratch very easily. This thing is already covered quite decently with scratches. Doesn't bother me too much. When I go camping, overlanding, things get pretty beat up pretty easily. Another issue that I have with it is it does get fairly loud when it does kick into gear. It only happens when it's trying to boost the cooling. That's when you'll hear it. It's not quite like a Dometic. A Dometic you won't hear at all, but with this it'll just kick on for maybe 5 minutes or so, and then it'll shut off, and then you won't hear it for another 30, 40 minutes or so, depending on how hot it is outside. But it doesn't get warm, which is nice, but you can hear it a little bit. All right, so I am back from my camping trip. Everything went great. The fridge was perfect. I had no issues with it. If you guys are interested in picking up one of your own, I will leave a link in the description so that way you can go pick it up yourself. I will have a link to their Amazon as well as to their own website, where if you use my discount code, you can get an extra 5% off. So make sure you check that out. You can get these for around the $200 to $250 mark, depending on what size refrigerator you get, but these are fantastic. These are a great entry point into getting a car refrigerator for your overlanding adventures, so I definitely recommend picking them up. But with that out of the way, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you found it helpful, please leave a like as well as subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.